I'm striving to get rich. That's why I almost went 2 years without buying shoes and fits. Things change now. My mom hearing me with my music and she look a little prouder.
Yo, what's up, world? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in, and welcome to day 5 of the 31-day 31 video challenge. And today we're going to talk about the real reason why the Cowboys signed Andy Dalton. Now, just to give a little bit of a background on Andy Dalton, he was a second-round pick in 2011 out of TCU, drafted by the Bengals after the whole Carson Palmer stuff, and he had some success in this league. He had some very, very productive years throughout his tenure as the Bengals starting quarterback, making 3 Pro Bowls throughout his 9 years as the Bengals starter, and he's been to 5 playoffs, but unfortunately we're unable to come up with a win in any of those games. But the fact that he's led the teams to success means a lot going forward for Andy Dalton. He was signed by the Cowboys a few days ago to possibly be the backup of Dak Prescott, but I don't think just him being a backup is the real reason. Even though the Cowboys backup last year was basically a nobody who really didn't have much experience playing in this league, so that was probably a need that they needed to address this offseason. But I don't think that's the very true real reason why the Cowboys signed Andy Dalton, because there were a lot of quarterbacks on this market, guys that could have been backups, maybe a Chase Daniel or something like that. But the real reason that the Cowboys ended up signing Andy Dalton, I think, is to kind of speed up contract talks with Dak Prescott. Bringing in Andy Dalton, he's one of those guys that is a capable starter in this league. And Dak Prescott asking price is very high, has been reported. Even I made a video about it in the past. I will link that video in the description below. But Dak Prescott has been reported to be asking for somewhere around the $40 million range. And the Cowboys already spent a lot of money on Amari Cooper this past offseason, giving him a 5-year, $100 million deal. And before the season started, with Ezekiel Elliott, giving him a 6-year, $90 million deal. Now, if the Cowboys do decide to pay Dak Prescott that $40 million, that is going to eat up a lot of the salary cap, because in this offseason they lost Byron Jones, one of the better corners in his game, to the Miami Dolphins. And the Cowboys need a lot on defense. I think that was one of their biggest downfalls last year, because their defense was not very consistent. I think Jerry Jones went the route of signing Andy Dalton to kind of say that we need to get this done, or else we have somebody that's capable to start now. Because it's looking more and more like Dak Prescott is probably going to hold out of team activities or things like that, training camp, if he does not have the long-term deal done. Now, the Cowboys have already franchise tagged Dak Prescott. The franchise tag is that you add the top 5 salaries at the quarterback position, and whatever average that you get from that, that's what Dak Prescott will make in 2020. But Dak is looking more for that long-term security to be the starter in Dallas. And what this means is that I don't think Jerry Jones or the Cowboys organization has that full commitment to Dak Prescott really being their long-term quarterback. Now, I've been on the record saying Dak Prescott has had some inaccuracies as far as throwing. He's had some down games where they really laid eggs. Dak Prescott is a very talented quarterback. He has the skills to be one of the better quarterbacks in this league. He has the mobility. He has an arm, but I think it's been really inaccurate during that times throughout the course of his career. But do I think he's a long-term quarterback solution? I'm going to be honest and say not yet. The only reason I say that because he has not been the most accurate of quarterbacks in the league. He misses a lot of completable and easy throws. He's had some big plays. He's made some big plays with his arm, but his accuracy, to me, I don't think is consistent enough. And I think that's holding up a little bit of the contract talks. It's just been a little bit inconsistent as far as throwing the football throughout the course of Dak Prescott's career. Now, is he worth $40 million? Like I said in a previous video, I don't think so. But in today's market, what can you really tell? Because the quarterbacks eat up a lot of the salary cap. But I think more Dak Prescott is somewhere from that $25 to $30 million range. Not to sell him short, but you don't want your quarterback to eat up a lot of the salary. Then you don't have a lot of money to get the pieces around him to make the team a very successful team. Because this Dallas Cowboys roster is a very good roster. Even with adding CeeDee Lamb in the draft, which I think was a steal for them. He has some weapons there. But they still need to address, I think, the defensive side of the ball more. That comes with adding a few pieces here and there, and also health, because Vander Esch and Smith missed some time throughout the year. And the secondary is not the same because Byron Jones is gone. So I think signing Andy Dalton was a little bit of a tactic to kind of speed up the talks with Dak Prescott to get the long-term deal done and for him to be their quarterback going forward. But that's all I've got for you guys today. Be sure to like the video, comment your thoughts down below, share the video, and subscribe to the channel as that helps the channel to grow. And also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Both handles are APW Sports, and both will be linked in the description below. But guys, make sure you're doing your part and staying safe out there. Have a great and excellent day. And I will see you guys tomorrow for day 6 of the 31 day challenge. Peace out.
I wanna say thank you to my mom and my daddy for making love the night that you had me. Wanna thank my friends, my sister, and my brother.